Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another topic which is related to COBOL itself. Okay, so we are going to talk about another way to use perform statement in order to make a looping condition. Okay, so whenever you want to iterate a set of lines of code in a particular loop condition, then you can use this statement which is called perform statement. Okay, now we have already discussed various type of scenarios related to perform, like perform until, normal perform, perform waiting. So what we are going to discuss here, so we are going to discuss about another type where we will use perform with test before statement. Now what is the purpose of test before statement, why we are supposed to use it? These all things we will discuss with some notes which I have prepared here. So you can see there is some notes that I have already prepared, but this thing we will discuss once we are done with the program. So what we will do, firstly I'll show you the program and I'll explain you each and every line written over there, and then we will see the output. We'll try to understand the logic by looking at the output, and once everything is clear, then we will see the main theoretical notes to understand it in more easier way. But before we start, let's look into the program first. So I'll take option 2 over here. Here you can see, firstly we have defined the identification division. Now what is identification division? Identification division is a block where we store all the information related to program, or you can say it contains the program identity related information. For here you can see program ID is test pgm1, author is Sharmit, where program ID is denoting the program name and author name is denoting the Sharmit, which is the author. Okay, now if you don't know and if you're not aware of like why we have kept this blank line, why we have kept all the things on a particular location, now to understand this, like what I would recommend you should check the previous sessions first, because there we have already discussed all these things. Okay, and all these sessions are in a proper sequence and sync, so it would be really very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic if you have already covered the previously discussed topics. Okay, so that's why I request you to go and check out the previous session and follow the entire series, so it would give you the proper idea. Now here, uh, for now we are just focusing on mainly on the paragraph related part. Okay, like how we are using, not exactly the paragraph, this time we are not using it paragraph, but perform. Okay, so I'll just make it as perform in COBOL. Okay, all right. So after identification division, we have kept this three commented line. So in order to make the line commented, you can put asterisk on 7th position. So we just use asterisk here. After asterisk, whatever you will write here will be considered as a comment. Okay, then below to this, what we are doing, we are using data division block. Now what is data division block? Data division block is mainly used to declare all the variable related information. Okay, so under data division we have working storage section, and under this working storage section you can declare all the variable that you are going to utilize for your program throughout your program. Okay, so for now, like we are just using only one variable, but let's say if there is a need of preparing other variables also, then you can simply use it here, or you can declare it here. Okay, so for this particular example we just need one variable, and here on line number 12 we have declared that line variable. So you can see 01 counter PIC 9 of 2 value 0. Okay, so here you can see the first 01 is denoting the level number, which is nothing but showing the hierarchy. Okay, data highest data hierarchy. Then we have counter, which is a data name. So whenever you want to access this variable throughout the program, you will use this name, which is data name. Then we have PIC. PIC is denoting the picture clause, and 9 of 2 is indicating 9 means numeric and 2 means maximum size is 2. Okay, and then we have set the value as 0. So this is our optional clause. Like if you don't want to initialize your value, then it's okay, you can simply remove this part. Okay, but if you want to initialize the value with some value, then you can use this. Okay, So in this case, I'm just initializing it with 0, and even I recommend you to initialize your variable with something. Okay, so it would help like help us in order to write the code in a very proper manner. Because if you are initializing something, then there is very less chance of, even there is no chance of what we can say, the garbage values. Okay, fine. So this line number 12, is just indicating the variable which is holding which can hold up to 2-digit numeric value, and this is the name which is which we are going to refer in order to access this variable. Clear? Now below to this, we are using the procedure division. Now what is procedure division? Procedure division is the area where we will keep entire main logic of the program. Okay, so whatever the main logic you have for the program, you will keep it in under line number 14, after line number 14, because from here we have initiated the procedure division. Now look at this line number 16. So what we are doing here, we are using perform with test before, varying counter from 1 by 1 until counter is greater than 10. Okay, so what it means, like, varying part you have already know, right? Because in our one of our previous session we have already discussed all these things, but you are not aware of this test before. Why we are using this test before? So I'll explain you, but for now just assume that it will execute the condition, the actual condition, before running the loop. Okay, so that's the only way. But the moment when I explain you these theoretical part, it would be more clear to you. Okay, all right. So here you can see perform with test before, varying counter from 1 by 1 until counter is greater than 10, and inside this we are printing display counter is equal counter. So what it will do, it will print the value of counter. Okay, then below to this we have just ended the perform, so you can see end perform. Okay, and then we have set the stop run here. So this stop run is mainly for terminating the program. Okay, so I hope this entire part is clear to you, and let's try to compile it and call this. So when I call this program, you will see it has printed the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so these are the things that we have printed with our program. Now it's time to discuss each and every line in detail by referring its notes. So let's refer the note. Okay, so we are going to talk about this part only. Okay, because other part we have already discussed. So let's move on. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are using perform with test before. This statement indicates a looping construct in COBOL. The with test before clause specifies that the loop condition until counter greater than 10 will be evaluated before each iteration of the loop, varying counter from 1 by 1 until counter is greater than equals to greater than 10. This line defines a counter variable named counter. Varying. This keyword indicates that counter will be used in a loop to control its value. From 1, the initial value of counter is set to 1. By 1 means counter will be incremented by 1 in each iteration. Then we have until counter is greater than 10, which means the loop will continue as long as the counter is less than or equal to 10. Once counter becomes greater than 10, the loop will terminate automatically. Okay, then display counter equal counter. This statement displays the counter value of counter to the console or output device in the format counter equals to counter, which will be replaced with value. And then later on we have end perform, which is nothing to end but to end that perform. So this statement marks the end of the looping construct. Okay, so I hope this part is clear to all of you, and now you got the actual concept of using test before. So it is generally used here. You can read the this statement initiate the looping construct in COBOL. The the with test before clause specifies the loop condition will be evaluated before each iteration of the loop. So this is simple, okay? So I recommend you to keep a note of all these things so that it would be a bit easier for you. All right. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.